We have all felt at one point guilty about something in our life. And now, of course, this isn't a bad thing. Guilt actually is what helps us to progress, become better people, and learn from bad experiences. The only trouble with guilt is when it turns into shame. Guilt places emphasis on our actions, and we say and think things like, I did a bad thing, or that was wrong. Shame, on the other hand, puts the fault on ourselves, and we say or think things such as, I am bad, or something is wrong with me. Whereas guilt can lead us to self-improvement and change, shame can often lead us to isolation, poor self-esteem, and even depression. Why then do we even feel shame? Well, as shame researcher and author of The Gifts of Imperfection, Dr. Brené Brown has said, shame comes from the belief and experience that we are internally flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. Dr. Brown continues to discuss this idea in what she calls the worthiness hustle. She uses it to describe our constant effort and hard work to overcome our shame and feel worthy of love. Our own worthiness hustle is often seen in our constant desire to impress other people, our constant need to bash on ourselves for things we've done wrong, and often involves ourselves pretending to be something that we just are not. And often, ironically, these attempts to feel worthy actually make us feel worse about ourselves. So how then do we overcome our shame? There's a couple ways that we can do this, and one of them I discovered while having an experience this last week. I was borrowing a car from someone in order to accommodate some crazy scheduling that was going on, and with the freezing cold weather at this time of year, which you probably aren't experiencing considering this video will be put up probably in the spring or summer, I accidentally broke someone's windshield wiper arm. Now in turn, I felt obviously really bad about this. I mean, it's not too big of a deal, but I really felt really dumb for this event, and kept saying things like, man, I'm stupid, I'm just so stupid. Actually, in preparing for this video, I realized what I was doing. I was feeling shameful for what I was doing instead of guilty. So what I did was I reframed the event and what I was feeling. Instead of saying that I was stupid, I instead would say, I did a stupid thing. And this actually did a couple of things. For one, it helped me to feel less awful about myself and then begin to actually solve the problem that was at hand. It actually did help me to see areas that I could improve at. For one thing, patience. The other way in which we can overcome shame was discovered by Professor Matthew Vest from the University of Montana, in which he conducted a study where he asked participants to consider a shameful event while filling out a survey. And what he had discovered was that those who had scored high on authenticity experienced less shame than those who did not. In short, being authentic or your true self actually helps you reduce your feelings of shame.
Zuko, you have to look within yourself to save yourself from your other self. Only then will your true self reveal itself.
Being authentic can actually be really hard, especially if you're like me and sometimes you feel like you don't know who your true self is. But a misconception we have about authenticity is that it is a personality trait that you either have or that you do not. However, this is just not the case. Authenticity is something that we have to practice on a day-to-day basis. And it also requires us to step out sometimes of our little comfort zone and to be comfortable and courageous about who we really are. Some ways in we can start today to practice authenticity is singing, dancing, laughing, playing, engaging in activities that you just genuinely enjoy. The reason why these activities can help us to cultivate authenticity is because they stimulate an emotional response. They also are very powerful in stimulating certain chemicals in the brain, and we will actually talk about that more next week and a little bit more about how we can cultivate authenticity in our lives. But for now, I would really like you to think, and please feel free to leave a comment below on how you are going to be more authentic this week. Hey everybody, thank you again so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button below. And also, if you'd like more Late Night Advice content, and especially notification on next week's video, please hit that subscribe button below. And I look forward to talking to you guys some more, and I'll see you guys next week.